The MoneroTopia guest segment is sponsored by Cake Wallet. Store, send, receive, and exchange your Monero and Bitcoin safely on iOS and Android too. Cake Wallet is open source, and you always control your own keys.
All right, all
Hello.
right. Hey, CypherGoat, how's it going?
All good, all good. How about you?
Good, man. What's going on? We've had you up here, right, before for our Kyle?
I think you might have featured like some software I was building, Monero OS. I'm not sure. I think it must have
Oh,
been that.
okay. Yeah, what was that? What was the Monero S software?
It was a plug and play Monero mining operating system. It was quite popular at the time, but since
No,
then
what?
people aren't really using it that much.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Wow. Why do you think people aren't using it anymore?
I think it's mostly that Gupax, the
Mm-hmm.
P2Pool mining software. I think that's become very popular and it's a lot easier
Okay.
to use than what Monero OS was.
Yeah. Gupax is nice. It is great.
Yeah.
Tell us about yourself, man. Obviously you're running CypherGoat, but give us whatever you're willing to divulge. Tell us about your Monero background.
Okay, well, I'm Cal. I've been in Monero for like 3 or 4 years now. I've been building random stuff like Monero OS, Monero Node Monitor, and then loads of other like small utilities and stuff for Monero. And basically, my latest like pretty big project has been CypherGoat, which has been very successful lately and is taking up the largest part of my day nowadays. So about CypherGoat, it's an open source, non-custodial, privacy-focused crypto exchange aggregator. So we basically get rates from a bunch of different instant swap providers like ChangeNow, FixLoad, StealthyX, and all of those. And we find you the best rate. We also compare the KYC risk of each exchange, although it's quite minimal. We provide insurance guarantees of up to zero point 0.1 BTC for certain exchanges. We're available through Tor, I2P, with or without JavaScript. I think that's about it.
Very nice, man. Very nice. When did you guys launch?
Uh, we're closing in on a year since launch, but we were live as a Discord bot for like, I think it's since like June 2023 or something, if I'm not mistaken. So the website has been live for like, I'd say probably 10 months or something. I'm not 100% sure.
Very
But
cool.
we've
What
grown,
what
we've
get
grown, we've grown a lot since then.
Yeah. I'm hoping we could, help you guys grow a little bit now too, getting the word out. People get to hear you and ask you questions, right? Because a lot of it comes down to trust. But with these instant exchanges, especially if I understand correctly, what you guys are doing, obviously you're never taking custody of funds or anything. You're pretty much similar to a Trocador. I guess maybe that's perhaps the easiest comparison. How would you compare to a Trocador?
Yeah, I think we're quite similar. We've got the same goals and the setup is exactly the same. So it's quite neat because we never actually touch user funds.
Hmm.
So you just get, we give you a link or the address you need to send the money to, and you send the crypto, you swap it. We never touch the funds. It goes directly to the exchange, and it just works.
How about things like shotgun KYC that people get concerned about?
Well, I think it's been like over exaggerated. We've never had a serious case of like shotgun KYC where the user hadn't done anything like weird with it. We've basically never had stuck funds and we've done a lot of volume. So I think it's very over exaggerated by people because they see cases like I think there was someone who had like 30 or 40 grand stuck with a certain exchange, but I mean on Reddit and stuff where they post that, but it's greatly over exaggerated. We've never had any serious cases of it.
Hmm. Oh wow,
And
I just got breakfast served over here, guys. Sorry about that.
and
And also the way you're saying you guys also rate the exchanges too, and I guess things like whether they do shotgun KYC would come into the rating. So it's like up to the user to avoid that risk, right?
Yeah, we've got like three different tiers. So there's like tier zero, which is basically no KYC risk. Then we've got the tier one, which is that the exchange will refund you if you refuse to do KYC. And then we've got like tier two, which is a bit higher KYC risk, but the exchange might not refund you if you refuse to complete KYC. But as I said before, we've never had any issues with that.
Awesome, that's good. What kind of numbers are you guys doing? Like, what does your growth look like?
So we've done around 40 million in volume since launch, which is quite a good
Holy
number.
shit, that's awesome.
We're mostly being used by like right now we're mostly being used by whales and like very like power users because our average traded value, so the value of each trade that goes through CypherGoat is around 25 grand. So we're primarily being used by whales. So
Mm,
our goal basically with all of what we're doing now is we want to diversify our user base. We want to be used by more like beginners and smaller users with less volume, but we want to be used by the basically the noobs and everyone in the Monero community, and not just whales. And yeah.
mm. But why is it mostly? Why are you saying you guys are attracting whales versus
I
smaller people?
think it's I think they like that the web UI is open source. We're also available via Tor and ITP, which whales
Mm-hmm.
really like.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's mostly why.
No, that's pretty awesome. Um, here's a tough question. Shortwave surfer tipped 0.001 XMR. What happens if instant exchanges are targeted and removed by governments? Yeah, that's a tricky question. We don't
Like
really
what
know.
would
I guess he's
like
saying, do you foresee any, regulatory risks? Where are you guys? I don't even know, like these instant exchanges. Where do most of them incorporate, and how are they structured and stuff? I mean, you're
they're
not.
they're mostly in offshore jurisdictions,
Mhm.
Seychelles, Cayman Islands. I think some of them are in the UAE, but I'm not sure. But they're all in like
Where
offshore jurisdictions and quite hard to track down.
where are you guys out of? Are you're trying to keep that on the DL as well?
We're gonna be setting up like a full company and everything in
Mm.
a couple of months, and it's probably gonna be in the
Okay.
UAE. But
Okay.
yeah,
Shortwave's gotta kill the vibe around here, man. But I mean, it's true. I mean, so how do you see things going long term? Right. I mean, the future is probably decentralized exchanges, right? Things like that. Where do you see instant exchanges playing a role in the future? How do you see things
so
playing out?
I do think that they will remain. I don't really think that you can take down because there's hundreds of instant exchanges. There's no good way to take all of them down. But we are
Mm-hmm.
going to work to maybe integrate stuff like Haveno quotes inside of the main UI. If we can get that working, that would be quite nice. So that we can like
Oh,
diversify um, where we're getting our rates from. And I mean, if once the Ridex launches, I think we can probably integrate with that too. So that's going to be quite interesting to see.
oh, that's very cool. Yeah, very cool. Very exciting. What compelled you to start this project up?
Well, I was swapping quite a bit because I was basically providing liquidity for a bunch of different places. So I was like providing liquidity in Monero, and then I was being paid back in Bitcoin. So I was trying to like sell the Bitcoin to get it back into Monero. So I was using stuff like MEXC at the time, I think it was. But that
Mm.
was like quite a manual process because you had to like it didn't require KYC at the time, but you had to get a deposit address, and then you had to wait for it to confirm, send the money, wait for it to confirm, go into the spot market, sell the Bitcoin for USDT, then like buy Monero with that USDT, and then withdraw. So that was quite a
Mm.
tedious process. So then I started using stuff like instant exchangers. I think I started using Stealthy X or Fixed Float, but then I saw that there's like loads of different rates, and I
Mm-hmm.
decided that you need somewhere where you need to compare all the rates,
Mm-hmm.
like a
Mm-hmm.
central place.
Awesome. Yeah, there's definitely need there. I think Trocador is doing a great job with it. Looks like you guys are doing all the right things, and you're seeing a lot of growth. I think it's extremely important for Monero to have on and off ramps like this, non KYC on and off ramps, right? Obviously, yes, ideally, decentralized exchanges would be nice, but this is, I think, a necessary resource for the Monero community. What do you think about like these? So obviously all these Monero delistings. At some point, could that start to affect the instant exchanges?
It could, because I guess some of them get their liquidity from stuff like I'm not KU coin. I think is quite popular because some instance swap providers they use like exchange liquidity for it, but there's also others that use their own liquidity. I mean, Wizard Swap is definitely one of them. They use their own liquidity, and you really can't stop that. You need to like track down Wizard Swap and
Oh,
literally
that's
take
good to
down
know.
their servers.
Wizard Swap is using their own liquidity. That's good to know.
Yeah, there's loads of them that use their own liquidity.
And then for you guys, I mean, you guys are an aggregator, right? So it's like you would just be continuing to work with the ones that are able to keep going, right?
Yeah, of course.
Tell us more, man. Any things coming down the pipe in terms of roadmap, upgrades, things that you'll be doing?
Yeah, so we've just started rolling out payments similar to Trocador's AnonPay, I guess, and we're onboarding businesses like XMR.bar to it. So we're going to be launching that soon. We're also going to be building.
Oh, you're
something called-
integrating with XMR.bar.
Yeah, I had
actually, they mentioned
I think
that
they're
yesterday.
sponsoring the.
Yeah.
I think they're sponsoring the podcast, aren't they? Like MoneroTopia.
Yes, we have an agreement where I'm helping to get the word out on them, and then also kind of consulting them with trying to improve what they're doing over there.
That's nice.
But it's coming along. It's coming along.
Yeah.
I think it's nice that they'll integrate. Well, I guess. So, what's the deal with you guys? What is it? What are they intending on doing with you guys?
We're just going to be implemented as a payment processor, so you can pay with a bunch of different cryptos.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you can gamble with other cryptos, not just Monero.
You can gamble with Zcash or whatever.
That's just called buying Zcash. No. Any comments on the privacy coin season we're seeing?
Well, it's quite interesting. I mean, most of our volume comes from Monero, and like, I mean, the funniest thing is every time Monero crashes, we have like the majority of orders are buy orders, so people are just buying Monero. Well, with Zcash and other coins, we see that when the market crashes, people are just dumping Zcash. So it's quite nice to see that the Monero community is strong in that way.
That is nice to see. I mean, Monero has stayed. I feel has acted as like one of the more stable cryptos, obviously during all this, for better or worse. Not as volatile going up. It's gone up, but it hasn't rocketed up. But then it's also seemed to handle the spikes down better as well. Jeff Tip .001 XMR. Do any instant exchanges offer swapping shielded Zcash for Monero? That's a good question. Considering alternative to LTC for getting Monero.
I'm not sure they do. I think Bitcoin Vietnam supports it. They told us like a couple of months ago that they started supporting it, but it's not that popular.
Interesting. You think there'll eventually be a price difference between shielded and unshielded Zcash?
There might, but it might be like a negative. So shielded Zcash has a lower value since you can't trade it on centralized exchanges. I think that would be one scenario that could play out.
Shielded would have a lower value.
Yeah, because it could be
exactly.
It could be thought as tainted coins, like in the same works with Bitcoin.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, I mean, you think Zcash ever becomes private by default?
I've no idea. I haven't really looked into
Okay.
Zcash, but they probably will keep the same approach they have.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we got another tip here. What is this? Kim tip 0.002. Hi, if I want to build some little thing like a website that would do something automatically if you make a little XMR payment, what's the easiest way to build that? Try the CLI wallet in a script, but it asks for passwords, so not great for automation. I don't know if you have any insight into that. Tux might have some good insight into that.
I think you just got to use BTC Pay Server, and you can
Yeah,
also
that's probably the best. Yep.
you can also soon add CypherGoat payments to it.
There you go. Yeah, there's now payments and stuff. But yeah, I would think, yeah, BTC Pay Server for what you're trying to do would probably be the best thing. There's the Monero gateway on WooCommerce, but that's it's not really kept up too well. Tux, you got any questions for CypherGoat?
Not particularly. I think you touched on the main things, but obviously, I guess the main aggregator right now, the most popular one is probably Trocador. What would you say is the most definitive comparison, or like why should I use CypherGoat directly over Trocador for anyone who would be watching?
Okay, so first of all, I just want to say that Trocador is like a very good piece of software, and their team has done like a great job at everything. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it a bit more user friendly, because I mean, noobs and new users don't really need to know like why you shouldn't have JavaScript on a website. So we've tried to keep an approach where we have both an easy to use interface and a more advanced one for other users. So our easier to use interface, like the hash JavaScript, is fully functioning, and I think it's a lot easier to use for new users. At the same time, we've also got our insurance guarantees are quite significantly higher than Trocador's. So they start from like 2.5 grand and they go up to 10, I think. So it's quite a big difference if you think about it. Also, we've started to work with some new exchanges. We're looking into integrating with other dexes, maybe Thorchain and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I think that's mostly it. We're also, I guess, we're also open source. Like our web UI is completely open source. You can get it on GitHub. We're available via I2P. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice, pretty cool. I did notice one exchange partner that's on the bottom of the page that doesn't exist anymore, Majestic Bank. So you might want to remove that one.
Oh yeah. They closed down, I think.
They did, yeah.
The Majestic Bank. Sorry for the giggles in the background over here. Phase 2 tip 0.02 XMR, eat your breakfast. Yeah, I do need to eat my breakfast, guys. Actually, I need to make moves over here on my end. Tux, maybe you could run it from here on out. CypherGoat, greatly appreciate you jumping on today. Greatly appreciate you jumping on today, and greatly appreciate the sponsorship for MoneroTopia. We also, we have a very good relationship with Trocador, and they've been very supportive of the conference as well. But I think like the more on and off ramps, the better. As long as it's good companies competing, doing good things. So I haven't seen anything negative out there about you guys. I think you guys are doing good things. Appreciate what you're doing, and thank you for being willing to come on the show and answer any questions. Tux, I don't know if you want to bring people up to ask questions, or CypherGoat, if you could hang around, actually that would be even better, and you could jump up on the end, and the community could ask any questions if they have. Otherwise, if you can't stay, we understand that too.
Sure, yeah, I'll try to stay. Thank you guys for having me and for doing the MoneroTopia and everything.
Yeah, thank you. Any chance we see you down there?
I think I might try to come, but it's a bit difficult because I'm based in Europe. So, but
Okay.
I'll try to come.
I'm trying to get the Europeans to come on over. So please spread the word. Please spread the word. There may not be another Monero conference this year, so it'd be great Great to have you guys come on over.